Does America have export tariffs? Economist Harry C. Verisur spoke at a recent Campaign for Liberty meeting about tariffs, and here is what he had to say.
Okay, a tariff is sometimes used just as a general tax, but normally it refers to a tax at the border, import or export, that there's a certain amount charged. Now in the Constitution, there's no export tariff in the United States. There's only import tariffs, okay? As the Founding Fathers were very, they had read Adam Smith, they were aware of the arguments for free trade, and they wanted to make sure that Americans could always export their manufactured goods. And the concept was if you did not have external tariffs, it would make it far easier for America to export goods.
We know that export tariffs are not in the Constitution, but do we have export tariffs? There are only three ways to create wealth: farming, mining, and manufacturing. On the backs of these enterprises sits a giant welfare warfare government. So, here is our definition of an export tariff. An export tariff is any tax that raises the cost of an item exported, but does not raise the price of the same item that is imported. There are 5 major methods of taxation: import tariffs, sales tax, property tax, income tax, and inflation. Which of these forms of taxation would qualify as an export tax? That is a tax that increases the cost of exports, but does not increase the cost of imports. An import tariff would not qualify. A sales tax treats imports and exports equally and would not qualify. A property tax would add cost to an export and would qualify. The income tax lays almost all the burden of the welfare warfare state on enterprises that create goods and services and thus would qualify as an export tax. Inflation is the creation of fiat currency, and has the effect of raising the price of exports, while at the same time decreasing the cost of imports. Inflation is a tax, and hits the wage earner the hardest. Inflation qualifies as an export tax. Does America have an export tariff? Yes, it does. The system of taxation in America puts Americans at a serious disadvantage. This is one reason our middle class is disappearing.